Surround yourself with great people. This is a big deal. You want to surround yourself with people that fit you. And I know it's not always the case where you can make that happen. I'm just going to give you the downside of working with people that you just don't jive together. I've had some paraprofessionals over the year that work in my classroom full time that are just wonderful people. But for some reason, they didn't really like the way I taught. And when you have that negative vibe in the class, even though they're a good person, you can't be yourself. So what is important for you to do? I think it is critically important that you meet with whoever you work with and you lay out the expectations for them. This is what I want from you from day one. And I'd also put it in writing. So if you ever have to come back to it, you can remind that person, hey, we talked about this, because they want to know what's expected of them. I hear of so many problems from other teachers saying, our teaching assistant isn't doing this or this or this. That's why take day one to really go over so you are on the same page of exactly what you want to do. Now, if you're a coach, I want you to think about this. I always went to the top people. When I took over the football program, I hadn't been around football for years. I had been a head baseball coach and a girls volleyball coach. So I found the best people within the state of Minnesota and I talked to them. There was a coach in Redwood Falls that has always had success, and I've heard such great stories about how good he is with kids. And I went to him, what are some of the things that I should do? And he said, number one, hire a huge coaching staff, get volunteers. And I took that advice, and I think I had the largest coaching staff for Class A football in the state of Minnesota. I had so many coaches, and they weren't teachers necessarily. They were friends, they were businessmen. But one thing they all had in common is they were good with people and they were good with kids. And this coach told me by the end of the year, every one of those kids will relate to one of those coaches, not just you, because a lot of them didn't. So they would find someone that they were comfortable to talk to and to learn from. I also got called into the superintendent one year, and he basically said, you're our next head girls volleyball coach. What? What? He goes, we have to get some things turned around here, and I'm only going to ask you to do it for 2 years. And I was like, wow. And it was a challenge. So immediately I went to Championship Video. I ordered all these videotapes on how to coach. But then I did the best thing. I researched, and I found the best coaches in the state of Minnesota and the best coaches in the state of Iowa. And I actually drove and met with them. In fact, a coach that won a number of state titles happened to live 60 miles from me. And her husband came to my first 2 weeks of practice. And they ran everything so I could learn from the best. And it was awesome. Did we start well? No, we were 1-8. But by the second year, we set a school record for number of wins. And that would have never happened unless I surrounded myself and was humble and learned from the best. So just like I talked about earlier, go watch other teachers. And if you see a teacher that you really respect, or you know of someone in another area that you can talk to, do it, because you can learn so much.